Let's talk about 3 mistakes you might be making in your detailing business. This is going to be great for those that are just getting started, or if you've already started your business but you're just having a hard time finding that confidence to continue to push and grow the business. And this Friday the 20th, I am opening up enrollment into my beginner level course, No Talk Just Action. It's meant to help people just take the first steps to starting their detailing business and making their first $500 to $1,000 in 60 days or less. It's not meant to give you 20 hours of content. Each lesson is small, actionable, and you can finish it in half a day. So that's this Friday the 20th. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. Mistake number 1 is being too focused on the process and not the end results. Meaning your customers don't pay you for the process. They don't pay you for a foam wash versus a rinseless wash versus a 10 bucket wash method. What they want is a clean car, right? So if it comes to paint correction, if it comes to an interior cleaning, if it comes to an engine cleaning, if it comes just to a basic wash, don't get too caught up in the details of what's the proper way to get it done. Because in their mind, they're hiring you as a professional. They're hiring you to get the job done. They're hiring you for the answers. They're hiring you for the solution. So they're not saying, hey, which method did this guy use? What they want is, I want this fixed. And this fix, this solution is getting my car cleaned. I see it so many times. I'm like, so what does the customer want to see? What is the customer gonna think? They don't care about anything because that's why they hired you. They want to remove the thinking. They want to remove the problems. They want to remove, they want to say, hey, here's however much you're charging me, go get it done, right? So for us, like I've never said, like in so many years, like I've never said, oh, we have to do a foam wash. We have to do, you know, they have to see suds on the car. Like I've done rinseless for many, many years because I base the wash process or whatever I'm doing, whatever service it is, I base the amount of work that I do on the condition that it's in for the results that they want, right? So if it's a ceramic coated vehicle that's very dirty, that's gonna be a different wash than a vehicle that's never been coated, never been corrected, has gone through the car wash for 50 times already and it's swirled up. That's a different process. So it's like you're gonna fit the type of service and the type of process that you do based on the condition and the end results. But don't say, oh, well, my customers have to see the pressure washer, they have to see the foam cannon, they have to see the car foamed up. Oh, customers really like that. Customers don't care, right? All they want to see is, hey, my car's dirty, now it's clean, right? That's as simple as it gets. Even if you're doing a 2-step correction coating, I mean, we've had it so many times where, we're correcting and polishing and we spend, 8 hours, 10 hours, we coat the vehicle, it's looking like, not perfect, but, to the point where most people say it's flawless, it's shining, it's glossy, it's smooth, it's protected. The vehicle, the customer comes, picks it up and they're like, it looks good, man, thanks. They pay and leave. There's no this big excitement and joy or, oh my God, you changed my life from this. This is an amazing vehicle. They're like, oh, okay, looks good, man, appreciate it. Looks fantastic. And then they just drive away. No big like, oh my God, that's great. No, they didn't worry about what polish we used, what compound, what pad, how long we did the panel passes, if we took off however many microns off the clear coat, if we actually, like, they don't worry about any of that. They just want the job done because that's what they want, that's what they're hiring us for. So when it comes to the interior cleaning, the engine cleaning, whatever service it is, don't get caught up on the details of the process. Not that you yourself shouldn't worry about it, not that you shouldn't master that or know what you're doing. I'm saying in terms of how the customer perceives that, that's not what they're worried about. They want to know what's the end result. It's your job on your end, on your own time, to say, okay, what process am I gonna do? But the customer doesn't have to know every single step. Not that you can't keep them informed and in the loop, but it's like, they don't care about that. They want to say, hey, I'm paying you to figure it out, get it in, and give me the result that you want, right? That's what they're paying you for. Solve the problem that they have. That's it. Don't worry about the actual process in perspective of the customer because they just want to see the end results. I'm going to piggyback off the previous mistake to mistake number 2 on worrying about what other people think about you, whether it's a customer or if it's a detailer. Right? Because everyone's gonna have their own process. Everyone's gonna have their own methodology. Everyone's gonna do things in their own way. The way I do things is different from the way Lex does things, is different in the way that Carlos from Serrano's Mobile Detailing does things. Like everyone has their own process. And not that it's in a bad way or good way or that there's a right way or wrong. It's just like, hey, what process do you like? Right? Even if it's not the most efficient or effective, but it's like, if you prefer that method, and to you it's like it's mentally easier to go that route versus this route, so be it, right? But don't get stuck up on saying like, oh, so what does this customer think about this? It's like they don't even know what you're doing, you know? All they see is that you're there working, and that's it, right? And especially more so with other detailers, because I know you might be scared or nervous to post something online because it might not be the right way, or it's not flawless paint, or there's still a stain in the interior. Most people don't go for perfection, right? Most detailers don't achieve perfection. One, because the customer's not paying for that, right? For detailers that are actually doing the full like high-end correction and coatings and like getting paid top dollar, that's like a small percentage, but that's the area you focus on of like detailers on Instagram. But the reality is like most detailers aren't doing these high-end, you know, flawless finished details because most customers don't like that or don't care for that. And it's kind of, I don't know if it's upsetting or disappointing, but it's like, it's not that. It's just don't worry about what other detailers think, because everyone is gonna be in their own lane. But as far as like worrying about what other people think, it's like you only worry about that because you let it get into your head that other people care about what you're doing, right? There might be some trolls out there, there might be some haters that just want to kind of look around on Instagram and see who's doing what and just call you out just because they're trolls, they're haters. That's it. But as far as like people that are gonna tell you something, say, hey, you're doing it wrong, it's not gonna happen, right? Like, and there's plenty of times where I don't post our process just because I know other detailers will talk mess about it, but it doesn't stop me from doing that process, right? So like, of course you don't have to post every single last thing that you do, but as far as like the actual process, right? Like what you're actually doing, you figure out what works for you, right? Like if for me, like if doing a rinseless wash on a ceramic coated vehicle, a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're scratching the vehicle. It's like, I'm gonna do it anyways because I know I'm not, and that's the process that I'm gonna do for this vehicle because it fits the criteria for a rinseless wash. But then if I post that online, it's like, oh my God, what the heck, you're gonna scratch it, wow, you're a hack. It's like, I don't worry about what they're doing, right? Just because I know what I'm doing. I know the results that I'm gonna get just because I know what I'm doing. So when it comes to like doing things your own way, you figure out what that's gonna be. You figure out what that exactly, whether it's for interior cleaning, for paint correction, for ceramic coatings, for whatever it is, you figure out your system. If you're washing two vehicles, maybe you do one at a time. Maybe you do the same thing to both vehicles at a time. Maybe you start with the interior, maybe you start with the exterior. You figure that out. Like so what is John doing over there? And what is Diego doing over there? And what is, you know, Carlos doing over there? And what is, you know, Jacob's doing over there? And don't worry about that because they've developed their own system. They've developed their own process. They, over so many years of experience, over so many vehicles, they said, hey, this for me works based on my mobile setup or my shop, on my products, on my skills, on my experience, for my customers, for what they're paying me for the services that they're requesting. This is what works for me. Right? So if you're saying, well, can I do this step? And you know, no one's around you, no one's watching you, and you're like, so can I do this? It's like, do it and see if it works, right? Like if the door panel doesn't need to be thoroughly cleaned because it looks basically brand new, do you have to scrub it down thoroughly and give it a deep cleaning if it doesn't need it? No, so don't do it to that door panel, right? If this one panel on the paint doesn't need as much correction as the other ones, do you still do the same level of correction? Well, no, because it doesn't need it. So when you're working on the customer's vehicles, you figure out what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about, okay, well, I saw, you know, I saw Oscar do that, so I guess I should do it. Does it call for that? Is the customer paying for that? Does the condition require that? Is that gonna change anything even if you do it? Like, you gotta answer these questions on your own. And yes, you can get guidance from other detailers and stuff. It's like, when you're on the job site, you're working on the customer, on the customer's vehicle, it's like, you make that call. You have to say, okay, well, what do I do here? It's like, you gotta make that call. So don't worry about what other detailers are doing or saying. It's like, you have to focus on your business, stay in your lane, and figure out what's gonna work for you. Mistake number 3 is putting too much worth or value in the tools and products or brands. So a lot of times I see like detailers saying, well, man, I gotta go get that, you know, Meguiar's, that P&S, or I gotta have that Chemical Guys, the Adams polishes. And although, you know, some products do perform better, some products are priced better, some products are more readily available, right? There are things that like do make a difference in terms of the product that you purchase, right? Like, some are local, some you have to pay for shipping, some are Amazon Prime, some are, sure, there's all of that, of course, there's no question about that. But what I would encourage you is more so of when it comes to the actual skills and looking at it in the perspective of the business, is don't put so much value and worth in the brands, in the tools and products, because what's more important is your skill set yourself, right? Don't ever say, well, the reason why I can't get results is because of this APC. It's because of this pad. It's because I don't have that one over there. And again, sure, a crappy $5 pad or $3 pad versus a $8 pad from a reputable, manufacturer, there's probably a difference, right? There is a difference in terms of how it cuts, how it feels, how long it lasts, 100%. But what I'm getting at though is that have more value in yourself as a technician, as the individual that knows that has the experience and the skills to get the job done, regardless of what tool or brand or product that you're using, right? Because then you're gonna kind of say, well, I have to go get that one in order to get the job done. And it's like, well, actually, have you just tried something else? Because I'm more than certain, based on your skill set, your experience, your knowledge, you can still get the same job done with a different tool and product, right? Because I want you to look at yourself and say, no, I'm the reason why it works, right? I have the skill set. And when something doesn't work out, don't just immediately say, oh, it's a tool and product. It's like, it could be, right? But it could also be your skill set. It could also be your technique. It could also be your form. It could also be how you're tackling that problem. It could be the fabric that you're working on. It could be the clear coat that you're working on that you have to finesse it a bit more. So don't just immediately say, oh, well, the reason why it's not working, hey, it's that tool and product. I have to go get another one. Oh, you see, I've been using, brand one. I need to go get brand two now. It's like, don't by default say it's a tool and product or brand. Think about yourself. Say, oh, what can I do different here before I go grab something else or go buy something else in order to get the job done? Because it works at all levels, right? You might be saying, hey, well, there's a dirty interior. I don't have an extractor and steamer. Let me go buy that first. Although, yes, having an extractor and steamer is absolutely essential. I highly recommend it. But you can also get the job done with just a leather cleaner, interior cleaner, some brushes and towels, right? Not saying it's effective, not saying it's a good option, not saying it's not gonna take you a long time, but you can get that job done, right? With just a very, very basic tools and products without the machines, right? Because like going way back when in 2011, like that's how I cleaned interiors for a while, was literally just a scrub brush, APC, towels, and a few other brushes, and I would clean out an entire interior. I would literally agitate all the seats. I would clean all the door panels, all the plastic, all the leather with just like 4 brushes. Again, not that that's effective, nor would I recommend it. If you have the option to go get like even the cheapest steamer, it's gonna help out. But that's there to say like, hey, like you can get the job done with what you have. Because if you're just starting off, you're like, oh, no, I need the extractor, I need the steamer, I need the generator, I need the pressure washer, I need the water tank. It's like, it helps, don't get me wrong, but when you're just getting started, you can get the job done with just what you have, right? Have confidence in yourself with what you have to go do that job. But it doesn't just apply to those that are just getting started. It's like at any point in your business, it's like, do I really have to go buy this, or should I at least at a minimum try it first with what I have now, see where the main problems are, and then from that go buy what I need, right? Instead of just assuming what you need for the job, right? And there's different ways to look at it, but I would just say like, put the skill on yourself, put the worth and value on yourself, not so much saying an immediate, oh, I need to go buy something else. Okay, and that's gonna end the video right there. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below on these 3 mistakes, or if you'd like to add any of your own. Again, on this Friday, I'm opening up enrollments into my beginner level course, No Talk, Just Action. It's just to get your first steps going to starting your detailing business. You're not gonna learn everything about business. It's not here to give you 20 hours of content. It's literally, you sit down, you watch a small lesson, you take action on that lesson to finally get the ball rolling so you can stop procrastinating and making excuses on you finally wanna start your detailing business and you actually take action to take those first few steps forward. So that's gonna open up on Friday. If you wanna check out any other links like the ultimate guide to start your detailing business, my podcast, the Detailing Business Class podcast, or if you wanna check out my second YouTube channel, the Proper Care channel, where I talk and teach everything detailing related, that'll all be in the description box down below. Thank you very much, and I'll see everyone on the next one. Bye-bye.